Good morning. Happy Writing Wednesday. So, little pre what do you call it? Disclaimer. If the power goes out, we will come back as soon as it comes back. So I'll let you guys know because we are having a pretty serious rainstorm. The power was out for about an hour earlier. I was very happy when it came back on so that I could be here with you today. So it's on now and working well. So here we are with our Writing Wednesday and our probably our well, I think I have one more. So our second to last, maybe Sunday or summer challenge, second to last. But who knows what else will come. So we have been doing a summer challenge. We've been writing some letters. So we wrote a letter to our younger self. And last week we wrote a letter to our reader. Very powerful letters I saw. And so I'll announce the winner of that here shortly. But thank you for participating. They've been fun to write. They've been fun to see and read your postings. And so keep participating, keep posting, even if you haven't done it and you're going to play catch up, because I know I've heard from a couple of you that you're going to play catch up. Do the exercises. It will not only help you with your creativity, your writing, like we talked about last week. Some of these will end up being your about the author or your note to the reader. Some of these will end up just being creativity or creative posts you can put out on socials, especially when you break them apart and do things like that with them. So I love the creativity that I'm seeing. I love the way that you're doing them. So keep doing it. If you're watching live today, let me know if you're ready for another challenge because I have one today. This one is inspired by last week. I kind of made y'all guess a little bit what I wish I had written all of them down because there was some really good ones. I know that there was at least 3 or 4 new ones that y'all put in the comments last week, and they were really great. So this was inspired by last week. And so this week's challenge for you is to write a letter to your future self. This one was, I think Kim Oswald brought this to our attention last week, and I thought it was great. And then as I started to actually do the challenge, I was like, oh wow, this is really a mind bender, right? Because you're trying to think of who your future self, who you want that person to be, and then write a letter to that person. And so when I was doing it, I was starting to, and of course, this is this week's challenge for you guys, but I always try to, do it ahead of time, get in the mindset for not only to be able to share with you what we're doing, but to understand what you're about to go through and all the things. And so I was working through it and I was thinking, wow, this is really a thank you letter, right? For me, it started to become a thank you letter. Thank you for not giving up when things got hard. Thank you for pressing through. Thank you for, following Jesus. Like it became a thank you to my future self. Like I'm thanking my future self. And so that was interesting perspective. And so that's what this letter is going to do for you. Hey, Laura, welcome. This letter is going to help. So it's a little mind bending because you have to think of your future self first, who that person is, who you want that person to be, and then write a letter to them. So here's some pointers for the reasons why we're doing this, why it's important, how it helps you, all of those things. So for our note takers, which I know Laura is a note taker, the first one is the power of perspective. So it's a lot of what I've just been talking about, but when you're putting this when you're writing to your future self, you have to put things in perspective, right? You have to change the angle from which you're seeing yourself and your future and the things that you hope for and long for. And is that future person who you want to be, right? So it's a little mind shift. And so it's really the power of perspective, changing that the way we see. The second one is it can be kind of writing a little time capsule, right? You can capture moments and dreams and maybe wisdom for a later season. So you could maybe write something to your future self that maybe you don't want to forget about what today is, right? So for example, you could write, Dear future self, today in 2025, I am fully relying on God because I need the provisions. I, need the ideas, I need the words to say, whatever it is, but you're capturing this moment in time for that future self. And so when you are reading it, hopefully sometime in the future, and you can determine that future, how far that is for yourself, I would encourage you to put that in the letter when you're writing to your future self, whether that's 5 years. You can do that just by dating the letter, but you can also, however you choose to write it, but put that out there. Right. And so you could even do dear future self, as in, like, for instance, Laura has a book coming out. So she could do it to her future self as a published author, right? Dear future published author. And she could write it that way, which is more of a short term. Or she could write it long term, dear published author of 5 books, right? Now she's going long term with it because she has ultimately, I think we're up to 7 or 8 altogether books that she wants to write. So you determine the time, how far into the future you want to write, but you can, number 2 was writing it as a time capsule. So you can capture something about this moment in time that you want your future self to remember, consider, those types of things. Okay, number 3. This is more, I guess the title of it would be more than an exercise, or more than words. More than words. Here's what I really found when I was writing this. And I started out, dear future self, and I said, thank you for not giving up on. And the things that came up revealed to me some things that are important to me, some things that I feel that are hard right now, some things that honestly I kind of want to give up on, right? Because it is kind of hard, it is kind of difficult, but so it was kind of a guide for me to say, okay, this is an area that I do want, because I don't want me to give up on it, right? I'm saying thank you for not giving up on this, but it's showing me that the things in my life that are important, the things that are a struggle, and so where I need to put those struggles and those things that are important to me are in the hands of God, obviously. And so use it as a guide. It's more than just words. It's more, use it as a guide. Use it to inspire you, maybe to heal you. Maybe dear future self is healed. Maybe dear future self is walking in more energy because of the steps you're taking, or those types of things. So use it as more than words, right? Use it for inspiration, a guide, healing. Really take some time and spend some time on this one. And again, with this letter, there's 2 more points, but with this letter, I want you to know that I want you to post it on socials if you feel comfortable doing that. Use this exercise as a way to connect with your readers. If you don't feel like you can, or don't feel like you should, based on maybe something you wrote, and you still want to be entered in the challenge, you can just email me the letter. So you can email it to me at speaktome@brendahare.com, or speaktome@publishandtell.com. Send it over my way and let me know that you've entered the challenge. But if you do post it, make sure you post hashtag Writing Wednesday, and then tag me at Publish and Tell, so I can make sure you're entered in the contest, because there are winners. And I promise all of you winners that have won from, let's see, we had Yvonne, we had Kim, we had Laura, and then we have today's winner. So we've had 5 of these challenges so far. So fun. I promised you your items are coming. Your prizes are coming. I've been bad. I haven't shipped things. I have a pile of things to be shipped, but I have my Writer's Retreat box going out on Friday of this week. And so, or potentially tomorrow, but more than likely Friday. And all the shipments will go out on Friday. So if you've won and haven't received your prize, know that it will go in the mail for sure on Friday. Okay. Last 2. Let's see. Where are we at over in the comments? We've got a few people watching. So let me know if you're ready for this one. Are you ready to take this challenge? Type in ready in the comments. Type in rain if it's raining on you. It's raining here. I want to know if it's raining where you are. I know it's flooding again in parts of the country, and today is Chattanooga's turn, apparently. Chattanooga, Tennessee, one of my favorite Tennessee cities. So be praying for those folks there. Okay, number 4 is drawing the connection of, so this number 4, you can just type it as connection, but where we are now and where we're going. So you want to bridge the gap in this letter. Maybe by doing this, this letter will help you figure out some steps you need to take between now and then. Or maybe it'll help you, for instance, if you want to be that energetic future self, what do you have to do to get there, right? Maybe right now you're feeling sluggish. Maybe you're, it's been a hot summer. You haven't exercised as much as you want. You've maybe binged a little too much television or food, and you are feeling sluggish and you want to feel energetic. You want that future self to be energetic. Well, maybe you are bridging the gap by saying, dear future self, thank you for taking these steps. And then you're writing out the steps, right, that you would have had to take to get to that future vision of yourself. So bridge the gap, whatever that is for you. What is the gap? And number 5, this isn't a standard writing prompt because I want it to be very personal. And that's why I gave you full permission to email me versus sharing it. And even if you don't email me the entire letter, but you give me a good chunk of it, so I know that you did the exercise. But sometimes it can be really personal and you may not want to share that, and that's fine. That is fine. The point of it is to write it, to do the exercise. And I say all that to say this. It's the same thing when you're writing your book. Laura says she's ready and she has more thunder than rain. Yes, it has been. We had a ton of rain for about an hour, but the thunder still continues, and it started out that way for sure. Hey, Jan, welcome. And she says she's ready for this challenge too. And I hope that you will be on our coaching call this afternoon, because today's topic, Jan, is specifically for you. So I hope you'll be there at noon. If not, you can of course watch the replay. The replay for that, of course, will be inside of the Facebook group for now, and then I'll pull it and put it inside of our community, because Facebook no longer keeps our stuff for more than 30 days. Okay, back to this challenge and the importance of it and how it fits with your writing. This is why I want you to do these kinds of challenges, because it frees your mind to write in a free way where you're not editing, you're not overthinking, but you're truly getting into the exercise. You may not share all of it, you may not use all of it, but you're getting in the habit of just letting yourself write freely. And that's what you want to do when you're writing your books. When you're writing your books, whether it's poetry like Laura writes, great nonfiction like Jan writes, whatever you're writing, you don't want it to be held back, right? You don't want to hold back, because your reader will feel that. And if they're feeling it too much in a nonfiction book, a lot of times they'll close the book, right? Because they're feeling like, well, she's never going to really get to the point anyway, so I don't want to read this. Like, just get to the point. It's part of what you see a lot in what I call infomercials, but you see them a lot in different webinars and different things, and they'll get on and they've promised you this big thing, right? And then they start giving you this whole backstory. They start telling you all about themselves and all about the process and all about this. And you're just like, get to the point. Like, I came here for the point. I didn't come here for all this other stuff. You're wasting my time. And it's the same with our readers. They came for the point, right? Whatever that benefit was you promised them in the subtitle or on that back cover is what they came for. And so make sure that that's what you're delivering. And by practicing these exercises, that is going to help you stop holding back and start getting to the point. Focus on. So this particular exercise, writing to your future self, is the goal. So just write it. And whatever comes out, let it come out. And then when you go back to read it, you can decide, did I nail it or did I go off task, right? That's what editing is for. And you don't have to edit this. This is just a writing exercise, but that's what editing is for. So when you get to your book, that's when you decide, okay, did I nail the point? Did I hit the benefits that I told them the book was about? Or did I miss the point? And so it's part of the reason why one of my books that I'm working on right now has taken me so long, because I want it to be short and concise and to the point. And I feel like I've kind of, I don't know, it feels disjointed and it feels longer than it should be. And I don't want it to be that. And so I'm going back in and moving things around and changing up things. And so if you are working on a book like that and you want to change things up, by all means do it. Now I know, Jan, you're at the end of it, and then I want to celebrate Jan today. Also, Yvonne, she's not on today. She had something come up, but Jan and Yvonne are both coming back to the beach retreat this year, and both women have written their books. They birthed the book idea. Um, well, it was birthed before last year, but they solidified it at the beach retreat last year. And Yvonne published hers already. Jan's in the middle of the publication process, and hopefully we'll have that book in hand by the beach retreat. But they did it. That's what happens. That's the power of it, right? Laura was at the beach retreat. She has sorted out all of 5 poetry books. She has solidified them all, which is 5 of them, which is amazing. She took all of her poetry. She solidified the titles, the subtitles, which poems go where, and they're ready to go to publication. This is what happens. It's the power of the beach retreat, right? You get clear, you get focused, you have access to me, who I've published the 10 books, and so and counting, right? And so I'm here to help with that. So I'm going to put the link up. If you haven't joined, thank you, Jan, for already joining the beach retreat. So glad to have you coming back and working on that book to get it ready for that retreat so you can be part of the book signing. And I hope you can join me for the coaching call later this afternoon, because I've got good news for you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'll tell you why. But you're good either way, is what I'm trying to say. You're good either way. So the beach retreat, we're ready to go. Links there, publishandtell.com/beach retreat. No, excuse me, /beach 2025. Publishandtell.com/beach 2025. Get your registration now. I'm going to have to cut it off the beginning of September, even though the retreat is until September 26th, 27th, 28th. Because I've got to order all the swag, right? I've got to order the shirts and the stuff, and I have to know the sizes and all the things. And so we need time to do that. Because I don't over order for those, especially shirts, because they're for the people who attend. That's what they're for. And so I don't sell them later or anything like that. I mean, last year we did have some in boxes and things like that, but they didn't go in the subscription box this year. Little spoiler alert, I guess, for the box coming out tomorrow or this week. There's no shirt in that box. And so they're specifically for the retreat this year, and I'm excited about that. You guys voted a while back on some colors, and so that was fun, what color shirt you would like. So we're gearing up full on beach retreat, but right now we need to announce the winner of last week's challenge, right? So last week you were to write a letter to your reader, and Laura did a fantastic job, but the winner this week is actually Kim. And Kim, I really want to give you a shout out, because she made it into a reel, and she did it really simply by adding a video to the verbiage of it. And it just looked, I mean, it caught my eye. And when I saw it, the way she did it, in fact, the way she did it, I'm like, oh, I need to go back and change mine and do it that way. It was so good. The video it caught my eye, and I read it and I was like, oh, wait, this is one of my challenge people. And then I went and looked, and so it was fantastic. So make sure that you're putting something eye-catching with it. The goal, right, to stop that scroll. You want to stop the scroll. And she did it. She did it in a great way. She stopped the scroll for me even before I saw that I was tagged in it. So congratulations, Kim. That makes you a 2-time winner. You guys are just nailing this challenge. So congratulations with that. And your stuff will be in the mail as well. Laura says, did I get your email? Yes, I got your email. And tomorrow, I've had grandkids this week. They went back to school. Today was their first day of school. So praise God for that. I'm a little too old to keep a 3-year-old all day. My 7-year-old started school today, so I took my 3-year-old back to daycare today. And so tomorrow I will be working on Jan's email and getting back to you, Jan, on your stuff. I think you'll be really good to go. Laura as well. And then Kim, if you're listening, I got yours as well, and I'll send you over an invoice so we can get started on your stuff. Kim's ready to go to publication on her 3rd book. Yay. She sent over artwork, so that's super exciting. So lots going on with you guys this week. Super exciting time. I'm over the moon that you guys are following through with what you said you were going to do. You're doing the work, you're putting in the work, and life hasn't been easy. Life has not been easy for any of us. It happens. It happens around us. And so I'm just glad that you were able to press through, that you're here and that you're putting in the work and you're still being obedient to what God's called you to do, even though life hasn't been the easiest. So take a deep breath, work on that next challenge, and know that emails will be coming to those who have emailed in. I will be playing catch up tomorrow. And then if you're a Ready to Retreat Box subscriber, those will be in the mail by Friday. The last item should be delivered any moment. So I need to go check and make sure it's not sitting out in the rain right now. Usually we get a notification that it's here. So super excited about this box, as I am all of them. But that's all I have for you today. So happy Writing Wednesday. Thank you for participating in the challenge. Keep going. Keep using those creative juices and challenging yourself in creative ways. With this challenge, just like with the, with all of them really, you can pinpoint, right? So if you have, for instance, Laura has other books besides her poetry books, she could repeat last week's challenge and write it to a different type of reader, right? To fit one of her other books. The same with me. I could do, I did this reader, but I could do one to this reader next week. And so I could potentially, keep the challenge going, even though I didn't, even though it's over. So use the prompts as social media content. You need to keep content going on your socials and being creative and stop that scroll, building up your audience so that when your book is published, you're ready. Now, and remember, this is bonus coaching material at this point, with Reels on Facebook or Instagram, those are what's going to help you reach new audiences, new eyeballs, right? Because depending on the content and the reaction on it, the algorithm will show it to new people. If you're just posting on your wall and or in your profile, you need to be posting shareable content so that people want to share it, because the only people seeing that are the people already there. So you want to make sure, unless you're boosting the posts and advertising, the only people seeing it are your people that are already following you, which is good. You want to build a relationship with those people too. But in order to reach new eyeballs, you need to be posting reels and getting outside the box. You don't have to show your face. We've coached through this on how to do reels and without showing your face, but just grab some videos and put them out. They don't have to be long, and you'll be amazed at what happens there. And if you want coaching on it, join us at the top of the hour. We will be in the coaching community on Facebook Live. So if you want coaching specifically on that, let's do it. Let's get on with that. If you want, in fact, you know what? I'm going to drop a Zoom link. Let's do it on Zoom today. So if we need to share screen and do any of that, we can. So I'm going to drop a Zoom link in our community group. We'll do it on Zoom. Okay. All right. That's all I've got for you today. Happy Writing Wednesday. Congratulations to Kim. And I will get all of the prizes up to this point in the mail on Friday. And then we'll probably finish up with one more challenge, at least one more challenge next week. And then get signed up for the beach retreat if you haven't already. Make sure that you're getting signed up so that we can start counting seats and get the swag ordered and all the fun stuff. Super excited about that. I'll be sending out, if you have registered and you haven't gotten an email, I'll be sending out an email, a form, just asking, some major questions about like where you are in the book writing process, your shirt size, so we can make sure we get the right size for everybody. Different things I like to know going into a retreat. So we'll get that in the email to you as well, probably in the next couple weeks. Want to make sure we get as many people registered before we get the email sent out. Yeah, I think that's all I've got for you today. So for those of you in my community, I'll see you at the top of the hour, and I'll drop a Zoom link in our Facebook group. And for those of you not, if you want to be, head on over to Publish and Tell and join us at publishandtell.com/membership. We'd love to have you join us and get your book published. You keep all the rights and royalties when you work with me on this process. I just coach you through it and give you as much help as you need, and then offer services if you do need those, but teach you how to do it yourself if that's what you choose to do as well. Um, so there we are. We have it. That wraps us up. Thank you for being here live, and we'll see you again next week. Take care, everyone.